regardless on how your day's gone or what you still have left to do. Just let it be as it was or what it might possibly be. Notice how the mind wants to take you somewhere besides here and now. Just relax into the very moment of stillness. Notice that any thoughts that are arising are memories of the past or projections of the future. Notice that the mind and your thoughts that are running through your mind cannot be here and now. All thoughts are thoughts and images and ideas about the past and or the future. The only thing that does not exist in the here and now is your mind. So let your mind wander and run in any direction it wants to while you rest into the presence of being in this very moment. Notice the experience of here and now. Here and now is not a concept. It's a direct experience of your present moment. You cannot deny that the stillness and the absence of movement you are directly experiencing are not happening now. Do everything in your power to move here and now from a concept into a direct experience within yourself as yourself. Notice that it takes the absence of effort to just rest here and now. In the absence of movement, the here and now becomes clearly available. Return back. Return back. Return back into the ever-present experience of now. And rest in the absence of demands of it. In the absence of demand, in the absence of movement, in the ever-present here and now, what remains is yourself. Yourself is what is witnessing the absolute stop of the present moment of now. In the here and now is where absolute immense silence is experienced. For the here and now has no distance. It doesn't have a width or a depth or a height. And therefore it has no room except for silence and stillness. even though the here and now has no volume, it contains the everything of silence. It is the paradox of life, how everything can arise from the volumeless space of silence. Allow yourself to fall back into the silence that you are directly experiencing at this moment. Notice the silence has no edges, no boundaries, which makes it boundless freedom. Silence with regards to itself is whole and complete. And you are experiencing this wholeness and completeness of silence directly. This direct experience is the experience of yourself. Because you are silence, you are therefore fulfilled. You have no lack. For draw your attention to this silence and look for a place. Search anywhere you want in your experience of this moment. Anywhere you want within the silence of yourself, to see if you can find a place of lack. Because silence, because yourself has no lack, it therefore is totally content. Total contentment is the absence of desire. For what is desired when you are whole and complete and totally content? Wholeness and completeness and contentness, which you are experiencing as yourself at this very moment, is happiness. Happiness is the realization that you are everything and nothing else in your life is required for you to experience the experience of contentment, of contentness. This silence, this boundless space of desirelessness is permanently available and present. It is constantly here and now, available for you to rest into and be it. Be yourself as silence. Meister Eckhart once said, "There's an immense silence that beckons us into it." Follow Meister's pointer. Allow yourself to be beckoned back into it. Allow yourself to surrender into the glory of the bright silence within. It's the silent scream from within that you've been longing to return to your entire life. The longer you return to it, the more often you surrender, it will become a direct experience of being. You will become silence itself. And the paradox will be that you have always been this silence. You will realize that you, yourself, has eternally been this loving silent that's beckoning you from within. Once you're well established as the silent being of yourself, you then take this silent self into the world and allow it to shine unconditionally and inadvertently into and onto humanity. There is no greater gift than the service of yourself shining into the world. All of this stems from the here and now experience that you are directly witnessing at this very moment. Be here and now and allow this silence to shine within and upon everyone you encounter.